Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Royal Fashion News. My name is Brittany, and today we're going to go over the best and worst fashion looks of the week for our royal ladies. This is a video I tried to do every week. We've been taking a bit of a break because of the summer and not too many royals were working, but now we have a full royal slate. So we're going to be talking about some of the best and worst looks the week. And just as a reminder, this is all in good fun, guys. Think of Ease Fashion Police way back in the day. A lot of times people take this video a little bit too seriously, but it's all meant to be in good fun and to talk about the fashion of our royal ladies and maybe even learn some fashion tips and tricks for ourselves. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And we'll start off this week with kind of one of the worst looks of the week. And we're going to go with Queen Maxima at the recent Prinsdag Day in the Netherlands. She is wearing a Clive Alverson outfit, VBH luxury clutch. She has a GMV Rossi pumps and a Perry Rutgers hat and her Steltman jewelry. Okay, so yes, I did not pronounce everything quite correctly, but let's talk about this cape thing. This cape thing, I mean, it's okay, but it's also pretty bad. Unfortunately, I was actually there at the recent Prinsdag Day, and I was actually looking forward to this because one of my favorite dresses of Queen Maxima, one she wore in an official photograph and to Prinsdag Day, she wore on this day. And this day has been some of her better fashion moments. This is not one of them. The jumpsuit just seems to be a little bit odd for the occasion. It's just, it almost reminds me, the jacket almost reminds me of like cows or something. It's just a little bit weird. It doesn't quite work. And I think she has so many better looks to choose from, or so much better inspiration. Her looks these last couple of years at Prinsdag Day has been a little bit disappointing. This is no exception. Unfortunately, I think it's rather bad. I don't mind the flower in the hair, but the whole outfit together, just doesn't work at all. So this is a big old, I think, fashion fail. But I will have to say, I think Queen Maxima also brought it this week. And she had one look that I really liked, but that we had seen before, which was something that she had worn for their family's annual photo op. So I just thought that was really lovely. But she also recently wore this outfit, and it's rather plain, but I think it looks really good. And it's this white dress with this brown belt, brown clutch, brown heels. And I just think this outfit, especially from certain angles, looks absolutely fabulous. It's very flattering. I think the slit in the dress could have been a bit lower, but I think overall, I think this is a fabulous look for Maxima. I like the minimalism of it, and that is sometimes Maxima, she loves the bling and she loves going over the top, and so many times that works, but oftentimes it does not. And I think this time she really did capture a rather simple, elegant look. I wish her hair was a bit better, but I do have to put this one on one of the best dressed looks of the week. I really do like it. My only other criticism here is that the dress seems to wrinkle a bit. And yes, there's some ways to avoid that, and then there's some ways where you can't avoid that. But overall, I just really do like this look, and I think this is a great, simple fashion inspiration look that a lot of ladies can use, so I really, really do like it. Okay, so next on the list, and this is one where it's sort of similar in that the outfit itself is somewhat plain, but I also have to say, I think she could have done a bit more to give it a little bit more emphasis, and that is Catherine, the Princess of Wales, in this suit by Roland Moret. There's nothing wrong with this suit. She has it in burgundy, which I think is really pretty. And I think, though, when I look at the burgundy suit, when I really loved it was when she wore it in Boston with the pussy bow blouse. The second time she wore it, I was like, it's just a little plain. And I think this here, too, with the camel color really emphasizes the plainness of it. I think suits can work exceptionally well when they're cut really, really well. And not that these Roland Moret suits are necessarily all that bad, but at the same time, I just don't think they're all that great either. I don't think there's a cut or buttons or something that makes it really, really stand out more than anything regular. And I do think it's a little weird that there's not a zipper for the pants. I think that sometimes makes them look a little bit odd. So for me, I just don't particularly like this. And the blouse is so plain. I think if she's going to wear this suit, I just think she just needs a little bit more, a necklace or something. It just looks so exceptionally plain and boring. And I love the fact that Catherine's leaning into suits. I've always loved suits, but I'm just not a fan of this particular look and how she put it together. I think it could have been much better served with a little bit more of an interesting blouse. I think would have elevated this outfit so much rather than something very, very plain, because the suit itself is so plain. You need something that gives it a little bit more oomph, and this definitely wasn't it. Okay, so next on my best dress list, I have to give it to Crown Princess Victoria and this burgundy outfit she wore on a recent tour of Finland. I just really like this. Crown Princess Victoria, she can have a lot of misses, a lot of hits, but I just do really think this outfit is exceptionally lovely. I love that it has a bit of dimension to it, and I think the shorter crop jacket does work. It's a Greta Stockholm jacket. She has an Andina blouse and trousers and a Volt Stockholm clutch, and then she has some earrings from Sebastian Stultz and necklace. And so I just think this is a really lovely look. I love it with the jacket too. I just think it's nice, and we don't always get that from Victoria. She's kind of hit and miss. A lot of times her gala looks are really, really fantastic, but her day-to-day looks are not always that great. I do think maybe it's a little weird that the blouse apparently ties in the back and there's a little train, but still, I think I love the color, especially because it's this time of year. It's perfect. So I personally am a big fan of this look. I think she looks great. I just really do think this was a fantastic look from her this week. Okay, so next on my worst dress list, I have to give it to Grand Duchess Maria Teresa of Luxembourg. So this is bad. This is exceptionally bad. These pants are hideous. The belt does nothing. She's short. These pants, and she has a bit of weight given her age, and all this does is emphasize all of that. It emphasizes how short she is. It just is like, this is just all sorts of bad. I don't know why in the world you would spend money on those pants. Those pants, the belt, it all is absolutely, I think, terrible. I don't think there's anything good I can say about it. So she has the pants are from Nathan Couture, which is a lot of ladies like that, like Queen Matilda and Queen Maxima. Definitely a bit hit and miss. This time is definitely a miss, 100% a miss. And we also have a blouse by Zag Voltaire and a Bottega Veneta clutch, and then we have a Sergio Rossi pumps. So yeah, there's nothing good about this outfit. There's nothing good in terms of her shape and everything. All it does is just cut her off, emphasize stumpiness, and then the pants, because of the pattern on the pants, make her look wider. Why would you wear these pants? Why would you wear these pants? They're so bad. They're so unbelievably bad. Okay, so next on the best dress list we have here is Queen Camilla at the state dinner in France, and she is wearing this Dior gown. At the beginning, when I first saw the gown, I was like, well, it's nice. It's not the best, not the worst. It fits the occasion. It fits her age and everything. But the more I look at it, the more I appreciate the simple elegantness of it. I do like the way it moves. I like the complementary sapphire jewelry. I just think it is a stunning look for her, and I think it would very much fit the occasion. And now, I will say, it's missing a tiara. It really needs a tiara. But I still think it looks great. I still think it's a fantastic look for Queen Camilla. And I'm glad that she is really embracing her new role. And I think this is a gorgeous gown to show off. And it shows that how royals dress for events. So royals are diplomatic dressers, meaning they wear outfits from their own country and the country that they are being hosted in. So this is a perfect complement, as this gown is Dior. It's a perfect opportunity to wear that dress. She also has Elliot Z shoes on. And the King George VI Sapphire Suite. So she looks beautiful. I'd prefer the sapphire tiara as well, but beggars can't be choosers. But she does look absolutely lovely here, and I think this is a great look from her. Okay, next on the worst dress list is Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle at this charity event in California with a cape coat from Carolina Herrera, embracing her inner 60-year-old. This cape is so old. It just reminds me exceptionally of an old person. It's bad. It's really bad. And I don't know why she's wearing this. Again, too, they're in California. She looks like it's in the dead of winter instead of early fall. Granted, yes, it can be cooler in California in the mornings and the evenings and stuff like that. But she still looks a little ridiculous in it. And you could just feel the desperation to try to be a fashion icon. I'm like, no, this doesn't do anything for you. It just looks, I think, exceptionally bad and bulky. And she's wearing some Manolo Blahnik pumps, her Cartier watch, and she has some loop earrings from Tay Bayer and her Cartier love bracelet, of course. But I just think this is a bad look. It's deeply unflattering. It swamps her frame. It's just a really, really bad look. So yeah, this is definitely on the worst dress list for sure. Okay, so next we have, looking at on the best dress list, we have Queen Rania and her Gabriella Hearst suit. And I do have to say, this looks good. This is how a suit should look, kind of compared to Catherine's. You can look at Queen Rania's and it does pop. Part of it is the color. Sometimes the color of a suit, I think, can pull the suit better than something that maybe is a bit more on the neutral end of the spectrum. And I do think it's fit exceptionally well. She has her Manolo Blahnik pumps with it. She has a DeVoe mini bag. And so I just think it just is a really, really good look. I think the red is perfect on her. I think it's deeply flattering, and I think it's a fantastic look for a queen for sure. And it looks like it's just fit really, really well and works really, really well. And so I think this is a fantastic look. It's a double-breasted blazer, looks great, looks fantastic. So thumbs up to Queen Rania for this look. I think it looks exceptional. She was around a lot this week, so we saw her quite a bit. Okay, so next we have on the worst dress list here, and I've got to give it to Crown Princess Victoria. She likes things with big sleeves sometimes. And this poppy number, gold leaf number, is no exception. It's by Marlene Berger, and she has an Anya Heinmark clutch. Oh gosh, it's just not particularly flattering. And the thing with Victoria too, and I know I've mentioned this several times, is that Victoria always wears her hair back. It's part of, like, she has difficulty recognizing faces, even her own, so she keeps the same hairstyle. I understand that, but the severeness of the hairstyle does not work usually with very flowy, very frilly dresses that she tends to be wearing right now. And so I feel like the hair and the dress don't mix, and because of that, it just looks weird. And so it just doesn't pull off. I just think it's a little childish looking, and I've never even liked Catherine's dress with the poppies from Alexander McQueen that she wore on the state visit to Malaysia. I've never liked that dress. It reminds me of that dress. I don't really like it. I just don't even think it's particularly flattering on her, and so I have to give this one a big thumbs down. And she's so sweet. I think she really is the sweetest. And like I said, I've recently taken a bunch of photographs of her. I love photographing her, but at this point, I'm just gonna say, just not a great look from Victoria this week. But she did have the knock out of the park with the burgundy. That was a good look, but this, not so much. Okay, so next on my good dress list, and I saw this one at the last minute because I was only going to do 4 on each side because I could only find 4 I had strong opinions about on each side. But then I saw this and I was like, okay, it's not perfect, but has to go on the best dress list because I feel like every time I see her in something from this brand, which she is a brand ambassador of, they somehow make Grace Kelly's granddaughter look frumpy. And that is Chanel. Charlotte Casiraghi is the daughter of Princess Caroline, granddaughter of Grace Kelly. And so she is wearing this Chanel outfit to a recent, I think it's an opera or something. And I do have to say, I kind of like this dress. It's a little odd, but it's actually, she looks good in it. Her hair's a little odd here, but she is French. She is interesting. She's actually smiling and showing teeth, which she doesn't do a lot. So I just do think that this is a pretty flattering dress here. And so I just have to say I am a fan of this. It's one of the few times, I just had to call it out because it's one of the few times that she's worn Chanel and it's actually looked good. Most of the time I see their looks and I'm like, oh my gosh, how can you make Grace Kelly's granddaughter look so bad? I don't understand it. And the interesting thing too is Karl Lagerfeld was a very, very, very dear friend of Princess Caroline. He actually left her money or something in his will. He was one of the first people to see her children after they were born. So they have a very deep connection with Chanel, but It's interesting that she wasn't a Chanel brand ambassador until after he died. And maybe he knew something we didn't because he didn't want to make Grace Kelly's granddaughter look bad. I don't know. But this is one of the few dresses I think is actually pretty good. I have to give it to her. It actually looks pretty good here. And so I say bravo. And so as we wrap up here, I'm going to tell you what I think is the worst and best look of the week. And so maybe this will be a surprise, maybe it won't. And these won't be new offers. Sometimes I do that. But this time we're just going to go off our list here. And so for the worst look of the week, definitely for sure, I have to give it to Grand Duchess Maria Teresa. I just cannot see how anybody would think this outfit looks good. It doesn't. It just looks exceptionally bad. It highlights all the things that she should not highlight, because the trick with good fashion is to emphasize your assets and de-emphasize your flaws. And she's doing the exact opposite here. Meghan Markle does something very similar, but I just think overall this is just an exceptionally, I had to say it, but kind of an ugly look. Those pants are hideous. They must be burned. They must be burned. Okay, and so for my best dressed and greatest look of the week, I think I'll go ahead and give it to Quen Camilla. So I don't do that often because oftentimes I'm not that impressed by her looks, but I do have to give it to her here. I think she looks absolutely lovely, appropriate in so many different ways, yet regal at the same time. And just so I think this is a very, very good look. So bravo to Quen Camilla. I think this is a fantastic effort. And I think it's great for her to also show off the royal connection to Dior and so many different things. So bravo to Quen Camilla. But guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. I've been meaning to get back up on Instagram and put up some polls because I'd love to hear what you guys think are the best and worst looks of the week, because sometimes you surprise me. So if you guys want to go over to my Instagram, I will put a link in there down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.